You mentioned the Buddy Holly and the plane crash. It's the 65th anniversary, of course, in the first week of February. How does somebody? I mean, we won't go over the story again because it's so well known. We don't need to do that. But how does somebody come to terms with this, especially considering how young you were? And did it turn into basically a lifelong grieving process with that lifelong unanswered question? Why me?
Yeah, I don't think I ever really, I don't think I ever really, it just it never went away, so to speak, until 2009 was the 50th anniversary, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame called me up and said, Dion, we're going to bring a camera down there. We want to hear your story because we were out at the, uh, at, you know, we were out at the 50th anniversary out in Clear Lake, Iowa, uh, at the Surf Ballroom, and we were listening to people, and nothing made sense. Could you tell us your story from your perspective? So they came down, and I told them the whole story. It's on YouTube. It's
Yeah.
I think it's called Buddy Holly True Story, or Buddy, But they wanted it for the archives for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I went from A to Z. I told them the whole story. No one's ever asked, and you who asks and you sit down and talk for an hour and a half, you know. But this was the first time I did it. And then when I went out with the president of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at the time, Terry Stewart, and Avery Friedman, who was sitting next to him, he's a lawyer from Cleveland. We went out for lunch, and at lunch I started crying. It was like it just broke. It was like cathartic, or I don't know the word that you use for that, but
Yeah. No, that's right.
it I felt like I could breathe finally. For some reason it put a lot of things at rest. So I was very happy they did that. I never had the opportunity to do that. So it did linger. I miss those guys on a lot of levels. They were just great guys, and great artists and songwriters and brothers and friends, and and I just want to make them proud.